Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Power Circuit chat show that me and Pallavi Ghosh do every week and discuss what is happening in the world of politics, in the world of diplomacy, in the world of government policy. And Pallavi, the latest today, it seems, is the what is grabbing the headlines is the Quad Summit in Japan. This picture of Mr. Modi walking
Yes.
ahead of the other three leaders being tweeted by
And the
all
US president behind him. That
behind
sends out a
him.
very powerful
Yeah, being
messaging
tweeted
that we are
also by
talking
all
about.
BJP leaders today. BJP spokespersons tweeting that picture to show that India's preeminence in the at the world stage, and this also seems Pallavi in the run up to the
Yeah, so I was
eight-year.
just coming to that. But you started doing a series on
Yeah,
news18.com, and guys, please read those. Some very nice exclusive information. And Aman, you've been talking about this India at 8 or Modi government at
yeah.
8. You think this picture is going to be essentially the crux of what they're going to talk about? Not just a picture per se, but the fact that, the leadership, not only domestic, but even international.
See, I think the strong leadership is definitely the theme also for Modi at 8. I think the way BJP is going to showcase this event in the this week and the coming week. Clearly, I think the BJP is trying to show here that given the strong leadership, India is being able to handle the challenges better because inflation, as we know, is the biggest issue right now. So I was just in Bangalore earlier this week where, this was being discussed threadbare at the India Foundation event also. The chief economic advisor was there speaking about inflation, that inflation is a very important. Even Hardeep Puri, the minister, the petroleum minister, hinted at it that oil price of $110 a barrel is simply not sustainable at the global level. And the same evening, the government took the step of slashing excise duty in a big way on petrol and diesel. So I think the BJP going ahead into these Modi at 8 kind of celebration is showcasing this, that because you have a strong leadership, you are being able to handle these tricky issues better. You are the inflation, as they say, is a global problem due to Ukraine war, due to many other issues, that it is a result of global reasons. It is not just a domestic problem of India, but India is being able to handle this better. And from surprise, surprise, the best praise came from Imran Khan from across the border, with Imran Khan saying that this is what I wanted to do, and this is what Modi has done in India, and they're able to because they're buying Russian oil. And that is why I think also the Quad Summit, Pallavi, what is the joint statement today or tomorrow when it comes? What will be that is going to be very interesting. What will be the stand on Ukraine? Because India has so far taken a very balanced line on Ukraine, saying that the war should end, hostility should end, discussion should happen, but also at the same time, not backing US backed sanctions
Yeah.
on Russia.
But even Joe Biden, in fact, in the bilaterals and the information which is
Yeah.
coming out, he's praising India.
Yeah.
I mean, he's praising India even for the vaccine, our vaccine program. All of that has got it for a lot of praise.
Yeah.
So that helps him building up his narrative. I also find that paradigm shift. The BJP is also now focusing on the fact that he's a kind of a Vishwa Guru. If you go by some
Yeah.
of the tweets of the BJP leaders,
Yeah.
that not only has he delivered over here, do you think he's trying to carve out a legacy for himself of someone who kind of dominated not just the Indian political space but also the global space, and that could be the build-up to a Modi at 8 kind of a narrative.
Clearly. See, it is clearly the ambition is not just dominating the national stage. The ambition of the BJP and the government is also to showcase Mr. Modi as a world leader, who leads the conversations at the high table. That India has a place on the high table and India has a voice. I think that is something that Mr. Modi and his government has strongly tried to impress upon. And whenever he goes to a global bilateral summit, be it the Quad, be it other, we saw it in the COP in Glasgow when he went last. No, he will say something that changes the conversation, which brings him to the center stage, and that is what I think they've been trying to do. And Modi and 8, I think, will also stress this as we go into this week. We will see. I'm sure we'll see the minister speaking. We'll see the party speaking. That in a time of crisis, be it COVID or be it now inflation, it is under the leadership of Modi that the country is stable. Under any other person's leadership, this would not have been the case. That is the BJP's line, which it is trying to give through all its, channels.
And also our neighborhood, in a sense, crumbling, especially Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
Yeah.
So what a strong leadership can bring, that also is a narrative which the BJP is going to try and bring about.
Bilkul, absolutely. Because in a subcontinent, South Asia, where every country seems to be in some trouble. Pakistan, a government has changed. Sri Lanka, the government has also changed. In Nepal, there is instability to a certain extent. Bangladesh has elections coming up. But India seems like still, and at this oasis where there's a lot of political stability. And that has been the case, Pallavi. I think political stability in India has been since 2004. But now we have a government which is in par on its own. it doesn't need any support. There's no ally pressure. I think that is what is helping them. But also, Pallavi, I wanted to ask you that simultaneously, along with Modi at 8, is also Congress preparing now for
Congress
24.
almost nowhere. And Modi is not the only one who's abroad. There's a certain man, Rahul Gandhi, also is abroad, and that has also stoked a lot of political controversy. His comments. This is something which baffles me. The Congress defends itself by saying, "So what?" The Prime Minister also goes abroad and he says, "Ki 2014 ke pehle ye nahi hua tha, wo nahi hua tha, so it's okay if he runs down the country." But I think the winner takes it all, and also at this point of time, to go there and say that there is no democracy in a country, I don't know. And Rahul Gandhi's image is increasingly, which has been also cultivated, and which also the BJP builds up, is that he speaks out against his own country. Nationalism hai nahi. Those kind of time pay, maybe he should have been a little bit more careful. But I know what you were talking about. We were talking about the news which came in today. And for me, what was very interesting is the mix of, the kind of members they got.
This is coming out of the Chintan Shivar.
Yeah, this is coming out of Chintan Shivir. Prashant Kishore's ideas being implemented by someone who has been a protege or Prashant Kishore.
ये क्या हुआ पल्लवी? Presentation प्रशांत किशोर ने किया, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सुनील कांगुलो को नहीं किया.
अक्सर यार पेपर किसी ने बंद किया, कुडोज किसी और को मिल गए. डीके शिव कुमार ने हाल में यही तो कहा था, खाना मैं बनाता हूँ, खाने वाले सब आ जाते हैं. So I guess that's exactly Sunil, as we all know, has been a part of IPAC at one point of time. He branched out. He's very much a part of Task Force 2024. But look at the mix of the two political affairs group and the task force. Most of them are Rajya Sabha members. Some of them are no MPs at all. Electorally not very successful. A Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and a Rahul Gandhi. Again, rooted to the ground leaders, जो थोड़े बहुत इनके हैं, they are not even figuring there, except Digvijay Singh, who's interestingly been put across of that panel which is going to organize that Yatra.
The Yatra, because the experience of the Narmada Yatra maybe.
Absolutely. And of course, they have younger people. So the presumption is, which Sonia Gandhi and Russell said, we'll have to walk and,
Sachin Pilot is there.
Sachin Pilot is there. So young people, that they maybe have the only energy to carry forward. But why couldn't they be involved in the task force and the political affairs?
So maybe the task force is more about strategy. So, maybe the experience brains are in it.
Then it's an admission of the fact that strategy is something which is still limited to the veterans and G23. After second line of leadership नहीं develop.
Second line of leadership यात्रा कर रही है ना पल्लवी. First line of leadership strategy बना रहा है. So it's okay. I think that the Congress way maybe is something good has.
BJP is going to look at it. They must be smiling today. देखो इनका 2024 का strategy makers कौन है? वही थके हारे लोग who are in Rajya Sabha, who are not contesting elections. Don't you think you need to get a feel of the ground to understand? I mean, you cannot cover elections because you're journalists sitting in office, right? You have to travel. That's exactly what the Congress party should have understood.
Well, let's see what they do, because I think this is the first step, Pallavi, to at least it is gladdening in a way that something has at least come out of the Chintan Shiva, because many people were actually criticizing that nothing has come out and the leadership question was also left hanging. So at least this is a start, and the start comes just 2 years left for the Lok Sabha elections also. So I think it's a start towards that, and the Yatra, how it pans out, does it get any groundswell on the ground? And I think is Congress able to take mileage out of the inflation issue? I think that is the biggest issue in the country, which affects every household.
We need to go out to the ground all the
way. So petrol prices are still high. Even after the cut, they are still high. LPG prices are high. So can the Congress, because one surprising thing which I feel, Pallavi, is that with such high prices, you expect some kind of people protest against the government, but it is not there. There is no protest on the streets by common organic people saying that, there is this high inflation there. It also shows that Modi, factor is there, that people feel that, the Modi factors somehow outweighs the maybe the inflation issue, a big issue like that also to a certain extent. But I think whatever has been done by the Congress today, at least they have a way forward to do it. How it happens is the thing. But I think Rahul Gandhi going abroad and speaking there, I think that, falls into the narrative, because there is a narrative in the West, against the way the government is here. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, but Aman, they are not going to win elections for us. They are not going to contest. And the fact is, before we start wrapping up, there are state elections coming up, and that's going to be a test case.
Yeah, and Congress is in a very tough position in Gujarat and in Himachal both.
Task force but these are the elections which are going to build up your 2024 narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I think state elections have their own role, but clearly Congress, I think, pitching for a bigger fight now. It is pitching for 2024. How does it help them? Let's see what this task force can achieve, and especially what this Yatra can achieve. Because I think this Yatra thing, I still feel that a yatra being planned, at least they're trying to go to the ground, which Congress has not done for a while.
One criticism certainly of the Congress has been that they've never hit the ground. At least they're going to make a beginning with that. And it'll be interesting to watch how much Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra go and how many people actually join them. Which states also they choose. You know, where they are traveling. That's also important.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
will be
they're going to
interesting. I
choose
think
Congress.
Modi at 8 versus Congress Yatra. Let's see which one has more resonance among the people. Thank
And
you.
we're going to get you all that resonance very much, not
Yeah.
just over here, but also on our news18.com and on TV also. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
Thank you
guys,
so
for
much.
watching.